2 years regarding personal issues, and I want to resume back to the workspace. That's why I'm here on this platform to start my work journey again.
Great. So you have got a good platform, Avi, and thank you for such a quick and nice introduction. So I'll be calling you Abhi. That is that
Sure.
okay?
Yes, yes.
Can we go with the next person, please?
Hi Swati, this is
Hi,
Beena.
Bin.
My full name is Beena Kaveti. I have overall 9.5 years of experience into BPO industry, which includes 7 years into quality assurance.
Hmm.
I have 2 years of break career gap due to medical condition in my family.
Hmm.
So now that everything got stabilized and I want to resume my work back, so hence
Hmm.
I landed here. I feel this is a great opportunity for me to start my career back.
Yes, it is. It is. It will going to really help you. This 10 days of training that you would be conducting, you will get a very high clarity. Okay, whether how do you want to start your career with? So all the very best, Bina. I'll put my more than 100% to justify and make clarity with you.
Sure, Swati. Thank you so much. Looking forward for it.
Thank you. Anybody else who would like to go for? There are two more minutes.
Hi, ma'am. This is Lavanya from Hyderabad, ma'am.
Hi, Lavanya.
Yeah, as I have three kids, ma'am, I do have a break of 9 years, ma'am.
Hmm.
I do have experience in sales, like regarding we used to call and ask them to take a membership card in country club, ma'am.
Hmm.
Like that, I do have experience in 2 to 3 sales. Now,
Hmm.
right now, I just want to make myself through communication skills and the sales. Whatever we go through, I just want to be perfect in everything, ma'am. And
Hmm.
thanks, Avneet ma'am, to for giving this best opportunity, ma'am. Mainly for us women who would take a career break,
Hmm.
we feel very proud because I'm taking the ma'am the classes. It was very clear and ma'am, I learned more than what I have expected.
Oh, wow. That's very great. Which classes I missed out actually? You took a classes with Harki only or with something else?
Healthy only, ma'am. Healthy only, ma'am.
Okay, great.
So Swati, she has
Thank
been
you so
part
much,
of
ma'am.
other programs as well. Hi, Lavanya.
Hi, Avneet ma'am.
How are you?
Yes, yes, I'm good, ma'am. How about you, ma'am?
Very well. Thanks for asking, dear.
Yes,
So Lavanya
thanks
has
for giving
been
us this
with us
opportunity, ma'am.
for. Sorry?
I'm very thankful.
Oh, we lost her.
Yeah. So there's a network issue.
Yes, there has been in and around. There is raining, so yes, people are
Yes.
facing a lot of network issues.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Lavanya. I did. I mean, like, I'm really
Yes,
humbled to
ma'am.
hear
Sorry for the
such.
interruption and thank you so much.
We're losing her again and again. Okay, ladies, without further ado, let's begin with today's session. So, welcome everyone, each one of you, for the Women in Sales program. And the person you were speaking to till now is Swati Gupta, and she's your coach for today and a few more upcoming sessions. Okay, so let me just start with a small brief of how this training is going to move forward.
Hmm.
Then you all have joined the Hockey portal. On the Hockey portal, you have joined one Women's Sales Connect group. In that group, all the information from our side will be shared. Under the sessions tab, you will be able to see all the sessions. I will be telling you all which sessions will be taken by Swati. And then there will be another coach also who will be taking the other sessions. Okay. Also, then your schedule has already been posted there under the post tab. So you can please see that, and calendars are already blocked. So please be available for the sessions on the given day. And of course, we do the reminder calls and messages also. So we will make sure that you do not miss on sessions. But yes, of course, you also have to come and attend the session. Okay,
Great.
so starting with introduction for about our coach who's there today for us. Swati is expert in B2B sales, sales management expert, consultative selling, revenue strategist, corporate behavioral skills trainer, former Yale career certificate, NLP practitioner. In year 2012, got an opportunity to work with a company in education industry. She started to understand that this industry could be her career calling. She started to explore understanding towards it. Started her career as an AM for different functional domains of education, where she used to work with different marketing to create brand awareness and presence in the market. During the tenure, she got another amazing opportunity to spread her wings to be facilitator of a renowned company, Dale Carnegie, where she was certified to be a soft skill trainer for one of their flagship programs. So there are a lot more things which Swati would I would love to hear it from Swati. Swati, can you please add a little more about your introduction, and then let's begin with today.
Sure. Thank you so much, Avni, for that. So let me introduce myself a little later as we are running short of time and we have only 2 hours. So last 10 minutes, I would be helping about me, what I have done. Is that okay with everyone? So let's get to the
Yeah.
business world. Let's get to the business because we all have, yes, yes, Bala, you have raised your hand. Sorry. Yes, Guru Jana. Pravina also have raised the hand. I don't know whether you people are raising the hand or it is by mistake. Now, one request to all of you is that we have to switch on the cameras because it is much easier and much comfortable for both the parties to interact with each other. So I request you please switch on the cameras. Thank you so much for doing that. Manisha, Lavanya, Roli, Sandhya, Bala, so if it is possible for you, please do that. All right. So let's start the sessions. Firstly, thank you for coming over here, taking your time out, and all the very best that you would be starting your journey. So before I start, let me first understand the question: why are you here? What are your expectations? You need to unmute yourself and let me know.
To start our career.
To restart our careers.
Yes.
Correct? What else?
To learn about sales for someone who has no idea or experience into it, so who can start their career in sales.
Okay. So do you consider yourself as a salespeople?
Yes.
Great. So I don't really. So you consider yourself as a salespeople. Anybody who doesn't believe them, they're a salesperson. Let me know. That's a very important thing that I want to understand because we are going to talk in and out about the sales only. So do you consider yourself as a salesperson or you don't consider yourself as a salesperson?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Pallavi.
Yeah, hello. So actually my experience is in IT sector. So
Okay.
this is the first time I'm doing anything related to sales.
Hmm.
So honestly, I don't consider myself as a uh, what do you mean by salesperson? Selling something to someone.
Anybody. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So pitching something to someone is that I understand, but I don't know the like nitty-gritty of everything. Like I have not worked in that area.
that's absolutely okay. So anybody else apart from Pallavi who consider themselves as not a salesperson? Okay. So let me ask you one question. Yes, Bala, Gurujana. Yes, Gurujana.
Yes, I'm also not a salesperson.
Okay. So my first question to you would be, let's go to the retrospecting part of it. You all were kids, you remember at least something when you were 5 or 6 years old. Something you must remember. Okay. Now just imagine, go back to your that lovely days of your life, which were tension free. Suppose you want a toy when you go to a market and when you wanted a toy, you said to your parent that I want that particular toy, and your parent would have said definitely at one point of time, no. Now,
Yes.
what would have you done? Or what your children do?
I will
Tried to convince the parents.
I'm
definitely
sorry?
convince the parents. Definitely convince the parents and
Definitely convince
want
the
to
parent,
buy
but
it.
how do you convince the parent? By telling them, please, please, please give me the toy, and the parent says, no, 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 I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that, and they keep on convincing you, right?
Yeah, they keep on pushing.
We'll cry for it. Correct.
Yeah,
So we'll cry for it, right? So do you think that people give up? Sometimes parents give up on crying
most of the time.
by throwing tantrums. Yeah. So this is something. Yes, exactly. By throwing tantrums, by crying. So this is some of the things that you have done when you're in childhood. Now let's go back. Let's go a little fast forward and say, suppose you have come to your teenage or maybe a age of 20 to 25. Whether you wanted to do certain type of course, whether you wanted to get into certain college, whether you wanted to marry to a certain boy, whether you wanted to do something very specific, your parents were against of. How did you convince them? Did you convince them? And they were dead against of it.
By pointing out the good aspect of the thing or the person whom you want to marry, or to pursue a course in a, we used to tell the benefits and how it is going to benefit in our future. And
Correct. You're going to tell them about the good points about it and all of this stuff. So you're going to convince it at one point of time. And I'm sure you must have done that. Am I right or am I wrong?
yes, very true.
Now,
Very
one question is, why did you were so strong when your parents were, or somebody in your family member were so against of it or not very in favor of that, but you still managed to convince them? Why do you think?
We are good at convincing.
Correct. But that convincing comes from where?
We really wanted
Right.
to get that
We
thing
really
or
No,
want.
we have to
by
convince ourselves
by,
that what
by
I'm
the
saying or what I'm doing is correct.
inner desire and the perseverance to achieve that target, if I can say in that way, that
Okay.
I want to make them uh, I just wanted to convince them so that my target is achieved, of the idea of that concept is being achieved in that
Okay.
way.
Sure. So, right. So, again, my question remains the same. But before that, I will tell you one thing to all of you, that please raise your hand. I will just name out the person and then speak. There is a lot of confusion because everybody is trying to speak at one point of time. And I'm not able to understand who is speaking and what are they speaking. So, yes, now again, the question remains, whatever you're doing is a process. But why are you able to convince them? Because you believe that there is something right in it for you, correct? So that conviction has been in you, and you made sure with that conviction that I'm going to convince the whoever person is, and I'm going to make sure that this is what is good for me. Just understand from the same perspective, sales is a very easy job if you have the conviction of the product or a service that you're selling. And then there is a process to it. So the first thing is that everybody is a salesperson. If you believe that you have the conviction and you believe in that product or a service that you're offering to the other person is going to have the positive impact on their lives, you are going to have the conviction to sell it. So it's just a belief of that product and service. And trust me that every person is a salesperson. Now, even today, you are a salesperson. Everybody is married. You convince your husband to believe that you are right and other people are not right at certain point of time. You convince your family members, you convince your near and dear people because you believe into something. There's a conviction that comes into picture. So sales, everybody, let me tell you, sales is there in everybody. Second, women are more pro in sales compared to male. Only difference is that we get afraid of sales because since our childhood we have been told, oh, it is very difficult to sell something to somebody. No, it's if you follow the strategy properly, it is one of the most easiest thing, and it has a proper way of doing it. So that's one thing. So now, honestly, what is selling? Honestly, what is selling? I'll tell you, there are two things that is involved in selling. The first thing is that you have to understand there are only two minds that you have to take care of. The first is your mind, and the second one is other person's mind. Your mind of believing that the product or the service that you are offering to other is going to benefit to that person is a selling. And the other is they have to believe that it is going to help them. It is going to help them in some way or the other. All right. Honestly, you have to take care of the other people. If you think that, oh, if I'm going to sell this product to this person and I'm going to get the commission out of it, or it is going to help me out, trust me, you try 200 times, you will not able to sell, because the emotion, because you're honestly not caring for that people. Your intent has to be always clear. All the salespeople who have been to the top two positions always have one thing, that what's in for their customer, not in what's in for me in this. When you start thinking from this perspective, it becomes very, very easy to sell something to anybody. And you have to always understand, why do they want it? You have to understand the pain point of it. Now suppose, now everybody is a person who has a house, they have a family. Now just imagine, if you go and buy anything that is a TV, or maybe any of the thing that is used in the kitchen, for example, washing machine or something. If you really go back and see, do they really sell you the product? No, they don't sell you the product. They sell you how it is going to ease out your life. Oh, if you're going to have a washing machine, it is going to make faster your process of, washing the clothes. You don't have to hustle up by your own hand. You don't have to think much about it. Then they keep on adding feature. It doesn't, my particular doesn't have the mixture of the colors over here and there. So this is the add-on thing for my particular washing machine. So they sell the emotion behind it, that it is going to ease out your life. This is the pain point. Everybody, if you give the answer to the pain point, now people buy it. People definitely buy it. And then they justify it with the logic. And what they want is something that you have to think. But now I'll explain this to a little later about it. Now, understand one thing very clearly. Selling is always with emotions. You never buy with logic. You just go and now, okay, let's take an example. You people have went to the market and got some saris for yourself or a suit material. Everybody has done that in their life. Sometimes it would have happened, that would have come out of your pocket, that would have out of your budget, but you still happen to buy that product. Is that happened with you? Correct? Why? Have you ever thought? Because the salesperson has helped you with the emotions and you have never understood that. He would have said you, oh, this will look so nice on you. You will look so great on this. This is a new product that has come in market. Not a lot of people know about it. Now just imagine the way you are looking. You're looking very nice. This color suits you. He have sold you on the emotions, and that has increased the pocket size of your. You have bought that on the emotion, and then you justify with the logic, oh yes, this is a new thing in the market, I'm going to look good. So you convince your husband for that. Right or wrong? This is exactly, they sold you in emotions. People always buy on emotions. Sales is just a mind game. Your mind and their minds, buyer's mind. Always remember this one mantra, that people only buy on emotions. Now, I'll tell you one thing. Everybody has an insurance. Everybody, most of the people would have insurance in their family members, correct? Do you think that insurance is very important in everybody's life? Personally asking you, to an extent, no. But people have made in that system that you need to buy an insurance, because if something happens to you, who will take care of a family? The emotion comes into picture. Oh no, something happens to me, how will my family take care of it? And then they'll justify it with logic. And that's how the insurance industry works. I'm telling you, if you sit with an insurance guy for more than 3 hours, he'll make sure that you believe that more than life, the death is easy. Because they work on emotions. You agree or you don't agree? Correct? So always just think one thing. Sales is very simple. Everybody is a salesperson. You have to understand the product and a service. You have to understand the emotion behind it and then justify with the logic. You have to get the conviction that whatever you're selling is something right for the other person, and then go ahead in the market. These are some of the crux thing for the sales. And I'll give you one important thing. If you Google research after this session, just research this thing, that what are the different skills that you require in 2030. top 10 skills that require in 2030. So the first might come as a AI, artificial intelligence, then it might come as a data scientist, then somebody would come and say digital marketing, SEO, XYZ. But in the top 10, sales come. If you understand the sales, trust me, you have a very bright future. Second parameter to this would be there are very few females who are into sales. So you have an added advantage to grow faster and with the trajectory growth. This is the right time to get into this career. So this is the secret of selling. Now, I always say, when you want to get into something, learn the rules like a pro so that you know how to break it like an artist. There is a process to sales, but it keep on changing. So you have to learn different rules so that you can tweak it as per the customer requirement. All right. So let's start the sales process. So sales is process. Put that direct into your minds. And there are 7 steps of process. Okay. Now, what are the 7 steps? First one is called as a prospecting and qualifying. The second one is called as preparation or the pre-approach of thing. The third one is called as an approach. Now, fourth one is called as a presentation. Fifth one is called as overcome objections. Then you have to close the sale. And the last one is follow-up. If you are writing it down, you can just write it down. I'll just wait for 2 more minutes. Done? Done? Now let's talk about it. What is prospecting? What do you think what prospecting is? Suppose I am a person who has a product called as water bottle. Now this is a water bottle that I have. This is my water bottle I need to sell. So what is prospecting to me?
Scoping out the leads or the people whom I can sell.
Okay, so you have to find out who are the leads, right? Correct. So that is prospecting. Now, how do you create a lead? How do you know I am the lead?
The requirement that comes through various channels by channelizing or mining the raw information through which we can source the requirement by source.
Somebody else who would like to talk about it? I want everybody to participate. Right or wrong doesn't matter. And firstly, there is no right and wrong in sales. Yes, Alisha.
We have to start talking to the people around us. We can start by our near people who are within our circle. We can start prospecting with them first of all. Because until unless we won't talk to each other, we won't talk, how we'll be generating our leads. Because if we are in some defined bank or some defined channel, then we'll be getting a lead. But if we have to work in an open market where we don't get a lead, then we have to talk to our relatives or friends, and accordingly we can take references from them, and at whom we can talk, and we can take the references further.
Correct. What else? Whatever you're saying is right. Somebody else who wants to add up?
Yes, ma'am. As you said, like convincing and believing the product.
Okay. So this is your viewpoint, everybody. Everybody is right. Let me just add on to what you people have said. Now, what is prospecting? Now, when you say, when I have a water bottle like this, say, for example, I am a trader. I have purchased this bottle by somebody else and I have to sell this product. I have to understand, firstly, this bottle is for how many liters? Okay. What is the quality of the bottle? What is the price of this bottle? When I understand this, I have to understand who could be the people who buy. Now, is it a school? It is a college? It is a railway station? It is a company? It is a headquarter? It is a corporate? I have to understand that particular first thing. So they become my prospect. Now, for prospecting, you have to understand who is my target audience for that. Right? So where am I selling this product? Who has the chances, fair chances? Who would require this becomes my prospecting. Who would require? Now, suppose this is a water bottle, which is a particular Milton. It is like, for example, this is of 100 rupees. Do you think if I sell it on railway station, it will be bought? No, because that's not something that people will buy during the travel. So they are not my prospect. So you have to understand what is the product, how is the product, what is the price of the product, what is the quality of the product, who are the people who would admire that product, and based on that you will define different kind of segments. It could be corporate, it could be household, it could be supermarket, it could be anything. Now that becomes my prospect. Now that becomes prospecting when you decide who are my target audience. So when you talk about the definition of it, it is identifying and engaging the potential customer who can buy, because you have to remember the end goal is always to sell. No matter how much good engagement you have with anybody, if the money doesn't come to your bank account, the product or the service is not sell. In prospective, the ultimate goal is to sell at the end of the day. If your prospect you think are not is an ideal customer, they are not your prospect. That is prospecting, and it is a very first step of sales process. Now you have to understand before prospecting how, what, how, where, what is the price, everything about your product and service. Any questions still here? Do you get that? All right. So what is that? You have to see that targeted towards a sales conversion. You have to emphasize on the quality leads. You have to focus on the sales funnel. Okay, let's cut it out. Let's talk what I want to go with, because when I go with the PPT, I get very confused. Now everybody's on Instagram. All right, let's take an example. How many people have seen the Bliss Club? Have you seen the ad of Bliss Club? Okay, few people must have seen the ad of the Bliss Club. I'll tell you how they have targeted, how they have prospected. Instagram is one of the example for prospecting. They understand their product, they understand the pain point of the people, and they only target to only those people who has the purchasing, who has that they could be a potential people for you to buy. Do you see every ad on the Instagram? No, you only see some in Instagram, understanding your demographic, your age, your problem, your pain point, and the ad has been shown to you. I'll give you an example. If you talk, I'm from Bangalore, you are from different part of India. Now, if you're on Instagram, you will never see most of the time hair problems in your Instagram feed. You will never see. But a person like me who stays in Bangalore will always have an ad of hair problem. You know why? Because the water over here has the highest ppm. So there is a lot of hair issues over here. Now, this is exactly the prospecting. When you understand your product, and based on that, you decide which market you have to cater, whom do you want to cater, that becomes your prospecting. Are you getting clear? Now, if I'm a school, for example, and I have, suppose, if I am a school and say, for example, Pallavi is married and Pallavi has a daughter of 21 years old, can I be prospecting Pallavi? No. So prospecting is who are your people, potential people who can buy at the end of the day. Any question? Now you did the prospecting. Now you have to qualify those people. How do you qualify them? You have to qualify based on 4 things. They are called as BENT. Okay, BENT, BANT. That is budget, authority, need, and the time. Always remember, before you start any of the sales process, you have to be very clear on these 4 parameters. If you don't clear these 4 parameters, there are very high chances that the end of the closing will not happen. Now, let's take an example. Now, say for example, I want to buy a Bliss Club plant. Okay, I am a person, I'm a very high prospective. I am fat. I really have a problem with my body structure. The pant doesn't fit to me. I need a comfortable pant. Oh, do I have the authority to buy? Yes, I do have an authority to buy because it's comfortable to me. Do I have the need? Yes, I have a very high need because I need to be comfortable because I'm a trainer. The more comfortable I become with my clothes, the more ease out I become during my training session. Do I have the need to buy them? Yes, it will just take 5 minutes for me to get on Instagram and buy it. But if suppose I do not have the money to buy 2000 ka pant, what is the point of me be a prospect? Take an example of vacuum cleaner. Suppose if you have seen, a lot of people in the initial days would have come to you, they would have given you demos on vacuum cleaner. You have the authority. Yes, yes, I require this vacuum cleaner. It is going to ease out my life. Do you have the need? Yes, you have the need. Do you have the time? Yes, you have the time to do that in your life. But do you have the budget? No, no. I know, I have to go and talk to my husband. He's the one who will take a decision on it. So now he's the decision maker. So your prospecting was right, but you did not clarify. Now, what will happen at the end of the day is in the sales process, you keep on chasing that person, but he will always come up and say to you, oh, my husband is the one person who is not giving me an answer. So I so want to buy it, but I can't take decision because he will have to ultimately pay. Are you people understanding with the examples? So this is first step you have to be very clear upon. When you prospect somebody, you need to qualify. You need to qualify by asking right questions. How do you qualify? You cannot go and ask, oh, you have the budget. Can you do that? If I go and ask, Abhi, do you have the budget to buy a hairdresser? He said, Madam, aapko paas hai to hai, nahi to aap jao, main dekh lungi mera. It's hurting her ego. You can't hurt her ego when you're into sales process, right? So how do I ask this question very smartly? How do I ask?
We'll ask the requirement necessary.
Yes, I have the requirement, madam. But how do you have to ask me, na? That do I have the budget? How would you ask that? Come on, I need an answer for this, or maybe an interaction for this.
We can indirectly say that we pay, like we provide EMI facility or such transactions like on installments or something. So the person can come up with the problem by himself or herself that I can pay an EMI or something. Indirectly, we can ask. Not. It should not be very direct.
Correct. Madam, you have hurt my ego by giving me an offer of EMI. I have the full capacity to pay. How did you judge me on that? That I cannot pay you right now. You have just triggered my ego emotion.
No, we can say we have different modes of payment facility.
My question is that how do you identify whether I have a budget or not? You are giving me an answer by understanding I don't have a budget. But my question is, first you need to understand whether I have a budget or not. That's where we get stuck up. We assume answers.
Or
And
we can counsel it with the person. Like we can talk. We can be very like kind of a counseling kind of a thing wherein we get an insights of the person's mind.
But why do you want to get a counseling? I am a person who is selling. You are selling me a hair, giving offers. Why would you give me an offer? Why are you assuming that I need to give an offer? I have the money to pay you the full capacity. That is what I'm trying to just make you understand, everybody, that don't assume in sales. This is one of the steps of failing in sales. You have to question, and you have to question in such a way that it should not trigger their ego emotions. Now, I am asking this question to everybody. I am a person where Abhi is coming and telling me that she is selling a product called as a hairdresser, a straightener. For example, she's selling me a straightener. Now I want a straightener. I have the need. She got to understand. I have the time to buy it. I am a user of it, but she needs to understand that do I have the budget to buy a Dyson hair straightener? Now, Dyson hair straightener is a very expensive affair. It's like 50,000. Now, how would she know to me? I'm asking that question. Tell everybody, how would you ask me?
I think hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi, this is Anjali. I think I have to tell about the quality of the product, that it's a very good quality, and if you use one time, then it can be suitable for you or for your lifestyle, and it's not damage your hair. This type of things.
Yes, correct, Anjali. Whatever you're saying is right. That is coming into the category of needs. I understand that all the product that you're selling to me is good and I have the need. I'm buying it. But, okay, one thing to everybody out here is that when you talk about sales, you need to be very sharp listener. If you don't become a sharp listener, Trust me, sales is a very difficult job in itself. And if you learn this art, it is going to help you a lot. My question is very simple. I have the need, I have the time, I am the person who is going to use it, I have the authority. Question me, do I have the budget or not? I hope I made myself very clear on this front. Now you cannot hurt my ego. The reason of I'm asking you to ask me a question because I want to understand how do you think about it. Ask. Any
Ma'am,
special? Okay,
ma'am, we can tell the price and ask how we are going to proceed further.
correct. So this is okay, correct. Exactly. That's one of the thing. I'll tell the price. Yes, Krishnan. How do you call?
Uh,
How do I
we
call you?
can, yeah, you call me Satya.
Satya.
We can directly ask the person like what is their profession, where they are working, like to understand the customer first. What is their background? By asking the question to understand the background of the customer, then we can pitch the requirement with the quality. Like for an example, if I'm talking with you and I will ask you, ma'am, what is the profession you have, then like where you are working and what is your profession,
Huh.
and then I can pitch you. If you have the profession with IT or any background which is having high paid scale, then I will directly tell my product which is the highest feature, which is the quality regarding this the all the price and everything. I can talk with you directly. if
Okay.
if there is some
Hmm.
you can, but still in the middle class, like the salary is above, not above high pay scale, then I can um, go with the facilities and quality of the product. Then I can discuss with you the features and what are all the possibility you can also offer. So
Yes.
that is the difference between the customers,
Okay.
how we can pitch.
Okay. Satya, one question to you. Today you are asking me this question, which profession do I belong to? Okay, I'm a CEO of a X company, but I have left the company yesterday. Wow, now what? How do you identify that? I can lie also, right? And most of the people lie. Do you really say the truth to the salespeople? Oh, I have this money or I do not have this money?
But being the profession itself, we can identify how they are talking and are they really interested or not. Because if I'm talking with you and you are saying as I am a CEO, but as a CEO, no, like we can understand the customer while interacting with them. As a salesperson, we can easily understand the customer. If they are really wanted to continue our communication, they will say and they will be truthful to our questions.
Sure.
If they are lying to us, definitely we can understand they are not interested at the right time when we are talking with them. So
Sure.
then
No,
we can step on to the next question.
sure. Whatever you're saying comes in the process, another process of the steps. Now, just imagine in the first moment when I get into the Dyson and you ask me, oh, what is your profession? Don't you think I'll be getting upset about it?
um
Yes, because you know
yeah,
what, in the first prospecting and the qualifying, there are only 4 or 5 questions where you understand whether do you need to invest the time on that person or not. Because whether that person is going to close is something that you have to think about. So now just ask a question. For example, what Alicia said was right to an extent, that this is the price of the product. How would like to go for? Is there anybody who is else decision who's also interested to is also somebody else who is also a decision maker? Would you like to would you be taking up today or would you be giving a thought over it, and how do you want it to go ahead with? Now these are the questions where they will open up and give you an answer for this. Oh, I have to think about it. Now the moment you think about it, so you can again very slightly ask, are you thinking about the product or is there anything else that is being concerned to you? If they say the product is good but the money I have to think over, then the budget is the problem. Then you flow her. Can I help you? If you don't mind, can you help? Can I help you in some of the things? But before that, I would like to talk more about the features and about the benefits of the product. So what you're trying to do is like you're trying to tell them only, yes, I have a budget problem, rather than you telling them you have a budget problem. Let them come up with an answer, because sometimes people might do not have a budget problem, but the sales people get so aggressive that, oh, if you have a budget problem or don't have a budget problem, I'll give you an EMI option. I'll give you a lot of offers. Now, sometimes they get on the ego trips. So what I'm trying to put over here is that Qualifying in the sales process is something that you need to understand from 4 steps. First, do you have the need of a product or a service? It could be any product, it could be any service. Do you have a need of it? It could be as simple as you going and doing a massage or a hair spa in a salon. If your hair is silky, you don't have a need of it. You can't sell him that particular thing. Do you have time to take that product? Do you have the authority? Can you take yes or a no by your own self? And the last one is a budget. So these are some of the things which you need to qualify at the start. Because if you don't understand the qualification of this, it is fairly done that at the end, you will have a very high chances and very high probability that you would not close the sales. Because either the person doesn't have a budget or authority or a need or a time. So why are you chasing that person? Are you people getting that? Do you anybody have a question? Is this concept something relevant? You find it, is it right?
Ma'am, I have a question. Is there
Yes.
any way to navigate through this process, like the process which you have taught? Like, what is the uh, way? How can we point it out, or we can analyze that, this is not working out for this person, and we can resolve in other way?
Okay. So first and foremost, you should not sell any product or services which has no requirement. They are not your clientele. There are 130 crore people in this world. Why do you want to chase that person? Is firstly, that ease out your life. Secondly, if suppose a person has a requirement of authority, need and time, but they do not have a budget at that very moment, please put that person into the pipeline. Might be today he might not buy, tomorrow he can buy. Sometimes people come after 1 year also and say, okay, I want to buy this purchase. Now I have a very strong requirement and I have created a budget for it. Now I want to buy it. So you have to create a pipeline for that. So they would not be an immediate buyer, but keep on, nurturing them.
Follow up. Yes, ma'am. That's what I wanted to know.
So okay, there is no follow-up. This is not a follow-up. This is nurturing. There's a difference between follow-up and there is a difference between nurturing. Follow-up is a person has all the three, but he's not taking a decision, is a follow-up. Nurturing is either of the one is not there, and you're giving him all the ways and means and benefits so that one day he decide, no matter if I don't have a budget, I have to buy this. That's nurturing. Are you people understand? Are you people getting it? Is it making sense to you? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's about the prospecting and qualifying. Now, what is, once you have done with this, okay, now somebody has come to you, you understand there is a need, there is a authority, there is a time, there is a budget. Now you have to do a pre-preparation. Now this particularly comes with B2B. This doesn't come into B2C. Now what is B2B and B2C? B2B is business to business and B2C is business to customer. Now let's talk about the B2B over here because that's how the preparation works. Now I'm a person who is selling. Okay, now I'm a person who's a sales trainer. There is a company who is into 100 crores company. He has a problem that my sales revenue is 12 crores every year. I know that there is a problem in my sales people and they can actually reach up to 15 crores, but they are not using their potential. Now I'm talking to a director. He has a need, he has a time, he has an authority, and he has a budget to put money on me. Now I have to do a pre-preparation for that. How do I do a pre-preparation? Firstly, what is the problem? I got that. Which industry is into? What are the challenges faced by the salespeople? What is that he has done the last month's revenue? What are the deep questions that he have in his, what are the questions that he's not able to resolve? Why his team members are not listening to him? Why there is no increase on YoY? Now, these are the kind of things that I have to think about before I go and prepare and pitch about my product or service, right? So I have to get all the relevant information. How is the industry performing? What is the growth of the industry that has happened in the last 1 year, 2 year? Is your industry and your company matching to the standard of each other? Is your expectation high or low or mediocre? Now, these are the preparations which you need to think beforehand. Because if you don't do this, there are fair chances that he might ask you a question, you might not give him a right answers, and he might get turned off. And that happens. Because if a person is putting up a money, he wants to understand that I'm putting a money on a right person. Are you people getting it? So basically, that's the preparation. You have to do the preparations. Now, I'll tell you frankly, when I used to be a salesperson, I was actually into sales. So I'll tell you how my preparation used to be. So I used to sell a product which was used to be 2 lakh rupees on a call. I used to not meet a person less than 5 lakh rupees of thing. So 2 lakh was minimum and 15 lakh was maximum that I used to sell to the people. That was a B2B services. Now, before I got on a call to anybody, I had the name of the person, I have the contact detail of the person, and I had the name of the company of the person. I used to prepare, I used to look to their Facebook. At that point of time, Facebook was actually very, very active. Now the LinkedIn is very active. I used to go to their Facebook left, right, center, and trust me, I used to go so deep into their Facebook so that I used to read their even content, what they have written from last 6 months. Sometimes even the content they have written, oh, I am not happy today, made me a question that why is he not happy? Now, if he says, oh, today is not, suppose that actually this has happened with me. Somebody has written down in some of the Facebook, today is not a day, great day, because people used to write down at that point of time, you know. They were so much there on to Facebook to showing their express their emotions. Oh, today is not a great day for me, feeling sad. You remember this kind of Facebook quotes that people used to write down?
Yes.
I actually understood the date of that, and that date was 5th of April. Now, if a person is writing on 5th of April, something has happened on the 31st of March that he's not happy with. That's the preparation. So when I got actually on call with that person, I had a normal interaction with them. Hi, how are you? So this is my product. So do you have an understanding about it? All that basic bent questions I had. Then I very subtly asked him this question. I was just going through a Facebook. I understand you were not happy on certain days. Is there something that is bothering you? The moment I asked him the question, he started bursting out all the things. And from there only you have to pick up what you need to pitch about your service then. That's the preparation that you have to do. So when you do a preparation, let me tell you, how do I do a preparation for any of the sales call? So developing interpersonal skills, Abhi, what does that mean?
I mean, while we are researching about our customer, like while we make a pitch, we should be very we should connect personally to that person so that the person gets into an influence, and we can get the idea of what's going in his mind. So developing a relationship with a professional and personal relationship, mix of blend of both to sell the product would be highly impactful. That's what
Yes, but it is going to be there for all the sales, all the process. It is not just on one particular thing. What I'm trying to do over here is preparation. Prepare. Now, how do you prepare? See, when you talk to any customer, suppose you are hired by Herky. Now you're going to work for Herky. You're going to sell some service of Herky. So you have to prepare in 2 angles. 10 questions that you will ask to the people, and 10 questions that they will ask you. And you should know the answers for that. Why I should join Huggy? If this service is there, what is going to help? What is the benefit for me? Now, this is a very deep question. So you need to have at least 5 points of benefit. So if suppose you understand this person has this problem and which benefit fits into it, you have to speak only that one. So that's the preparation that you have to do. Any 10 questions that you have to ask to that people, and 10 questions that the customer will always ask you. That's how you have to prepare. And nowadays you have to undergo, if suppose you are into B2B industry, so then you have to undergo how their LinkedIn look like, what are they doing, where are they doing, everything you have to know. It just takes 15 minutes of yours to find out what, when, where about that person or the company. You have to be quick with your research, but you have to research. Are you people there? Now, this is something that you have to understand. First, you have to read their website completely. You have to read what they read. Say, suppose I'm a person who comes from an architectural background and you are giving me some kind of service. So you have to understand what is the lingo, what is the language that the architecture use. Which kind of magazine do I read? What is a new thing over there in that particular magazine? Why do you get, what is the source of knowledge from where I get it? You have to figure that out. You have to scroll the social media handle of that people. You get to know what are their main key person in the company, their achievements, what are they kind of personality, what is their main source of business. Now I'll give an example for this. A lot of people think everybody knows about Reliance, correct? Now what is the main source of income of Reliance? Their,
Energy.
huh?
Energy.
I think it's phone,
Phone.
Geo, okay.
Geo, and ma'am, stores. Stores are
Stores,
there.
okay.
Then products.
Reliance stores, which are called trends,
Ma'am,
right?
Yeah.
petroleum.
And the
Petroleum.
products also.
Huh?
Products also.
Products also.
Hmm.
So how many of you agree with this? Yes, Anjali. Petroleum and energy. Okay.
I just agree with what I'm saying. That
Okay. Sure. Steel. Sandhya, steel. All right. So let me tell you one thing to all of you. His main business comes, his majority of the money comes from the refinery oil, which is there in Gujarat. Now you have to understand a company can have multiple facets, but where his main source of income is coming, you have to understand that as well. Don't go on what is there shown on the screen. Find out what is the real business of any company. How do they operate business? There are many companies in the world which has a different business on the floor and their money comes from somebody else, somewhere else. What are the challenges people are facing in their company? What are the challenges overall industry is facing? Is the industry going up? Is it the industry is going down? What are the sentiments of the industries? You have to keep on reading about it. The more you read about the product, the more you read about the certain things, the more it is easy for you to convert a sales call. Because sales people don't buy the product, they will buy you. And they will only buy you when they have trust on you. They will have only trust on you when you talk sensible. When you talk, where do you get the sensibility of the talking? When you read about it, when you understand the thing. So basically the crux come, you need to have the preparation by a lot of reading and a lot of understanding. People never buy product or service, they buy always the salesperson. Are you people with me? Any question? Now I'll just take a 2-minute pause and ask, I welcome all the questions that you have till the preparation time. No questions? So I
no
think
from
I'm,
my side.
huh?
No from my side, because I clearly understand what are you saying.
Thank you so much, thank you so much, Anjali. All right, so let's go for the next step, which is called as the approach step. Now you have to approach the customer. Remember always one thing: smile. This is one of the most fundamental that salesperson has to remember. No matter you're dead tired, your legs are shivering, still you need to smile if you're on the sales call. This is the world's language, and it goes never wrong. Have you seen salespeople saying hi, Abhi, hi, Pallavi? How do you feel about it? You don't feel welcoming, right? Smile is one of the very powerful thing, and salespeople do not do that. Trust me, we understand they are very hectic, they are tired, but you have chosen that profession. All right, greet warmly. Hello, how are you, sir? People do that, right? What do you want? You know, when sometimes you go to mall and somebody's like asking you, when you get into a lifestyle, they say, "Kya chahiye aapko?" The tone is so rough that you get irritated. Is it right or is it wrong?
Right.
And you don't want to look at that person again. And sometimes you get out of that store immediately. You don't realize that, but you get out of that store. You don't buy anything. You go from one place and you get out from another place, because A salesperson at the starting has not interacted with you, and you subconsciously had just got turned off that day. Are you people getting it? Second, the third rule is ask questions. Ask questions so that you understand what is the pain point. Okay. If you understand the pain point and you only hit to that answers, your sales is done. The problem with the majority of the people who are into sales profession is that they will list down all the benefits of their product and they will just go and vomit about it. हम ये कर सकते हैं, 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 हम ये कर सकते हैं. The question is very simple. मेरा प्रॉब्लम ये है, आपका प्रोडक्ट मेरे लिए कैसे सॉल्व होगा? Only one benefit can make him buy for your product. पर हमको as a salesperson, when I say this is for everybody, we have to love talking about our product. यार हम देखो कितने अच्छे हैं मार्केट में. Pain point तो समझो उसका जरूरत क्या है. Learn more about the customer. Let customers speak more compared to what you speak. Ask questions, ask right questions, ask right form of questions, follow up, send thank you notes, and you need to personalize your interaction with them. Always remember their name properly with their surname. So next time when you meet, at least have a recheck. Oh, I have met with Anjali Vashisht. Oh, hi Anjali. Yes, Anjali. Yes, Anjali. Now he would say you can just find it. You can just find me on LinkedIn. Now you are like, Anjali ka surname kya hai? Anjali ka surname kya hai? Right? So remember, personalized interaction. You need to get that. These are some of the approach steps. Now comes the power of presentation. Now here's it's a time where you have done your qualifying questions, your prospecting is done, your qualification is done, your approach is done, your pre-approach is done, you are approached. Now you have done all the interpersonal skills, everything right. Now you have to you have to present your product. Okay. First, understand there is a balance. What you give and what you take. You can't say, I'll give you everything. I'll give you discount. I'll give you offer. I'll give you this. I'll give you that. I'll give you everything. But you give me the sales. You know what happens with this situation is that they are not a good salespeople because they might have 100 conversions, but the profitability to the company is almost like only 10%. By giving a lot of discounts. So the sales presentation is very tricky. What are you offering? How much low can you go? And what are you that you're asking against it? Did you get this concept? There are people who can actually get 100 sales. They converted sales, 100 sales. But if there is 100 rupees of 100 sales, how much is the money? 1,000 rupees, right? But the company got the profit out of it only 100 rupees. What is the point of that 100 sales? And now just take another example of another person. A person has done only 50 sales of 100 rupees. That is 500, but the profit to the company is 200 rupees. Now, who is a better salesperson?
The second one.
The second one, correct? Obvious. So you have to always remember, you have to understand the balance of what are you offering them and what you are against asking for. Most of the salespeople, they just want to complete their target of numbers. They don't even concern कि company को profit हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है. Whatever offers, discount and everything, they will apply it for you. Are you people getting that? Now, that's something that first you have to remember. Second, how do you present? Share the who, what, when, where, and how about your company. Create a credibility of the company. You should say, oh, my company has this is the ethics, this is the value system, this is what we think about the customer. Who are we? What are we? When we started our establishment, where are we right now? How are we doing that in the market? How we think about our customer? Talk about the credibility of the company because you are representing a face of company. Are you people with me? People love stories. You all love stories? People love stories. So talk in the form of stories. right? Somebody has bought up this product of mine, and trust me, how it has simplified his life. Okay, I'll tell you, this is something they have installed now. This is a growth percentage that they have. This is the easiness that they have. Talk successful engagement stories about people. People love to listen. You connect them emotionally. Show a demo. If there is a product where you can show a demo, please show a demo. How it is going to simplify their life. Share a case study, share a reference, share a person's name. Break to check in. Do you have any questions? Can I solve any problem? Do you understand where am I coming from? Highlight highlight your prospects company. Okay, this is something that is there when you do a virtual presentation. So this is how you do the presentation to the company, right? Okay, so okay, Myntra. Let's take an example of Myntra. So how do Myntra project themselves? Who are the purchaser of Myntra?
Advertisements.
Huh?
Advertisements.
Advertisement, but what they project?
Lifestyle and dressing.
Yes. And who are the people who buy
According to the
majority?
season.
Women are the target audience.
Exactly. So they actually have a successful engagement by stories. By they, you know what, Myntra is specifically selling more of the Western outfits, and they show the modern women's actually with office going, corporate going, successful engage. They try to create a picture out of that. That is how they present themselves on the internet. See, if you're a corporate going person, we are the people who are solving your problem. I'm sure there is a problem of yours where to buy the stuff of yourself, how to look dressy. Now we are the people who will solve your problem. So that's a successful engagement by storytelling. They say in the form of story. Any ad that you see, it's on the form of story. Ariel has become successful, by the telling of story. Daag achhe hai. Are you people with me? You name it. Why the Dairy Milk? That Dairy Milk started with that ad. You remember 90s. Kuch khas hai. And the girl is dancing. Story.
And that is a tagline, I think.
That's a tagline, but there's a story behind it. You remember the girl in 90s which who has won a match, and then the girl dances on the playground.
Yes.
So these are some power. These are the presentations. They are doing presentation to you to buy your products in different forms. Any other example that you can think of? Then Vodafone was one of the very successful presentation.
Ma'am, it's a scooter, Bajaj scooter, Hamara Bajaj.
Yes. Yes, it was very powerful. Amul.
Amul, yeah.
What else? There is a pug, Vodafone.
Yes,
Vodafone
that's
was
the
there.
Vodafone.
What was the presentation there?
That's a dog, cute dog. Pup.
But what is the presentation?
Uh,
कि आप जिधर भी जाओ, the network will follow.
Airtel also हर एक friend जरूरी होता है.
Ma'am Nirma.
Nirma. See, you remember that at the top of your minds because the presentation was very, very powerful. Lavanya, you raise your hand.
Sorry ma'am. Sunday or Monday रोज खाओ अंडे मेरे को समझ.
Huh? I'm sorry, I missed out.
Yes ma'am. Actually I got like Sunday or Monday रोज खाओ अंडे.
Yes, Sunday or Monday, Rose Monday. So these are just presentations.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. And now just tell me one thing. Did they tell you to buy the product, or they're just hitting on your emotions?
Hitting on emotion.
Hitting emotions.
Now, okay, very new one. Let's talk about the very new one that just clicked on my mind. Country Delight. What is the presentation here? Adulteration is on the top of their verge, right? हम आपको सबसे अच्छा माल देते हैं. Country Delight. So that's how you do your engagement. Now, when you're face to face, you have to do the engagement in the other way. You have to tell stories, you have to talk about demonstrations, you have to tell them this is how it has eased out your life, it is how it is going to benefit your life. See, you have to understand this will help your family members. So these are just presentation. Whatever hits at that moment to that person becomes your presentation. Are you people clear with this concept?
Yes.
Great, thank you. Overcome objections. Okay, now you have done everything. Now the objections will come now, but I still have a problem. Client says you, how do you say that? Now I'll tell you a real example that has happened recently with me. There was one client, they wanted a sales training from me, and they told me that you send the proposal. I have sent the proposal with the money of per day that they have. They have not given me any range or something, but I have given the this is what I would be charging for per day. Now what happened was these people were not responding to me. Now there are two type of objections. Okay, one is very open and one they don't talk about. Most of the people don't talk about. Okay, they will keep on rotating here and there but don't give you the answer. So what happened was I called this person and I called up this person and I said, let's have a meeting for this. I said to these people that you went to my proposal. Yes. How was the proposal? Good. Are you confirmed with the proposal? Is there any change that you want me to do? No. Are you okay with my profile? Yes. Then what's the problem of saying me of not answering me? Okay, so they were like, no, everything is right, everything is okay, but the point is they're still discussing. They're still discussing. I said, okay, fine, how much time do you take to discuss? So unhone bola ki I will take at least 2 or 3 days. Maine kaha, who are the people who are involved in discussing? So they're like, my manager is there, my director is there, XYZ. I said, okay, fair. Now I told to them, see, you have to, I'll tell you one thing, as you are buying a time from me for 2 days. In case you don't return to me in 2 days, probably we'll just cancel this and maybe you can just hire somebody else also. And maybe you can look for somebody else because I need to give commitment to other people. Now, what happened over here is that when I said that this is my buyout time, they were like, no, everything is right. But you know what? We are just not able to understand, is the pricing right or not? Now I force them to talk about the objection because I was not able to understand what is an objection. Deep down, I knew there was a money problem only. But then I can't assume, na? I'm a salesperson. It could be something else also. So I gave them a timeline and I said, if it is not there, just leave it. No problem. They said everything is okay, but you know what? My person is not comfortable with the pricing that you said. I said, okay, let's talk about it. And I started talking about it. Now then the objection was handled. Okay, you're very expensive. Fine. Why do you think I'm expensive? So he gave, see, you are giving me pre approach, you're giving me post approach, you're giving me this, you're giving me that, but still you're expensive. Manika, now you're telling me I've given you so many things, but still I'm expensive. How do you want to justify that? What is the last price of yours? So they said me something. Manika, you justify whatever you have just said to me. No, we will raise it to 5% more. Ultimately, there was a point where reached out to a point where we negotiated and we closed the deal. Now, the reason of telling you this story is people will not come and tell you this is my problem. You have to ask question in this way that they start talking about it. I have this problem. People will say, oh, we'll get back to you. Since when? Till when do you get back to you? Do you have anything that we need to discuss? Do you want something that you want me to send you? Do you want something that is stopping you? Is there any other team member or decision makers where I can just talk to them? So when you talk these kind of questions to them, probably at one question they may answer, oh, I have this kind of objection. And there you start expressing your concerns. Are you people getting it? So you have to first listen. Listen to understand and not to respond. This is one thing. Always remember. Most of the people in the world, when you listen, you always listen to reply. When somebody is asking you a question or when somebody is telling you something now, you don't listen to them. You start creating an answer in your mind by only first or third line. Am I right or am I wrong? It's absolutely okay to let them complete the whole conversation. Take 30 seconds to respond, but respond sensibly. Listen, understand, respond, and then confirm. This is my understanding. Now let's talk about it. So there are two type of objection. One is that people talk about, one people don't talk about. If people talk about, well and good, you can take care of the objections. And people don't talk about, you have to make sure by asking questions to them or giving them deadlines or twists and turns that yes, now you have to speak up. Let's talk about it. It's okay if the deal is not there, but tell me the problem, na? And people don't tell. Most of 90% of the people will just go around and say, no, no, this is a problem. This is what I don't want. Oh, everything is good, but let me get back to you. These kind of answers will always be there. Now it's you how good are you a salesperson that will help them to talk about the problem. And that will only come with the power of right questioning and then understanding what are they trying to tell you. Sometimes the words and the action don't match. You have to understand, are they matching or they are not matching? Are they fooling around with you or are they just telling you something and just they want to get out of it? Are you people there with me? Are you people under? Is there any question? I'll take a pause for 1 minute. Please welcoming all the questions over here. Either I'm too good in explaining or you all are very smart over here. Now tell me which one is the right.
You are too good in explaining.
You could have just said both, na? Why did you just said yourself that we are, I just said, na, you could be too good in understanding, na? You could have said both.
Yeah, both.
That's the answer. See, salesperson, you have to understand that you have to have the confidence. Don't give. I'll tell you one story, okay? Long way in 2009, I was just traveling with one of the insurance guy. He, at that point of time, he was very good insurer. As in terms of, he used to convert like 50 insurance in a month, and he had amazing team. I was just traveling to, I was in Mumbai at that point of time. I was traveling from Bandra, no, from not Bandra, from Dadar to Andheri. I was traveling in his car. He was supposed to drop me. So he just told me one thing. I said, how do you, and he had one of the insurance of Priyanka Chopra. I remember the story. So at that point of time, he was giving an insurance. He had one, yes, Abhi. So he had one insurance of Priyanka Chopra. So as I was just like, maybe I could be just 24 years old, and I was very mesmerized with Priyanka Chopra and, big film stars and all of this stuff. I said, when you talk to these people, what do you think about him? How do you convince them? They're so smart. He just said me one thing, I still remember. He said, I am doing my job, they are doing their job. If I am so obliged by the way they're talking to me, how will I sell them? Right or wrong? So my thing is, please don't never give all the benefits to the other person. Keep things at your hand also. Right? So this question was very specific question just to understand the mindset of yours. Now closing the sales, the last part. सब कुछ कर लिया, फिर भी close ही नहीं कर रहे लोग. Go. Sales is a profession of rejection. Get mentally prepared. People will say you no every now and then. It is okay. Okay? Ask for the sales. It's been so much of time. You have the need, you have the authority, you have the money. Everything is okay. Can we just close the sale? Would you like to purchase it? Can we go ahead and sign the document? Whatever your plan of action would be or call of action is, ask for it. Go and ask directly. When you go to the salesperson, when you go to, if you actually you should go and check on, if you go to Chroma or Reliance Trend, when you go the consumables, when you see a laptop and you spend at least half an hour and everything, and they come and say you, isko pack karna hai kya? Iska bill bana do? Which color would you like to go for? Silver or the white one? Black one? They ask you the question. They are asking for the sales. If you have spent more than half an hour at one product, they start coming to the closer part. Should I make the bill of it? Would you buy today or tomorrow? Would you buy today? How would you make the purchase? credit card, or you will give us through a debit card or your UPI. Ask for the sales. Sales, I am a person, I would never say, oh, I want to buy this unless there is a requirement. You have to always ask for the sales. Sending through the cost, preparing to negotiate, use the right closing technique, follow up with the prospect. These are some of the closing techniques, which we will understand on Wednesday. No, sorry, Tuesday. There are a lot of closing techniques that you have to undergo. You have to keep on tweaking as per the customer's requirement. So we will get into a lot of detailing over here. Now, any questions? We have completed 7 steps of sales process. Okay. Starting from prospecting, qualifying, preparation, approach, presentation, objection, follow up, closing the sales in the follow up. Now, do you have any question over here? You follow this process continuously for 3 months. Trust me, if the sales doesn't happen, it is next to impossible. Hi, Manisha. Manisha, are you from Rajasthan by any chance? Okay. So are you people with me? Any questions? Great. Thank you so much, Sandhya. Any questions?
No.
All right. Now let's go to the second part of the today's part is called as selling. There are 4 types of selling actually. Apart from this, I have not seen any other type of selling. So basically it's an inbound sale, outbound sale, B2B and B2C sales. We will go in detail to each one of them. What is inbound sales?
Ma'am,
Yes, Pallavi.
uh, I don't know it's the right time to ask that or not, but like you said, be open to rejections
Huh.
and everything during a sale.
Hmm.
So, how does one, like, when we do so much preparation at our end, when we do so much research about something, and then we put our best foot forward with the
Hmm.
product and everything,
Hmm.
and we are like done with like the customer need it, and everything is clear only, but at the end we just don't go through the process.
Okay.
Anything might be the reason from the
Okay.
customer side.
Hmm.
So as I don't, you are to like very experienced in that, so you have a lot of like experience handling that rejection or everything. But as someone who is like very much new to that thing, so
Hmm.
how does one like handle that rejection? Ki bhai, theek hai, it's okay if this is not happening.
Hmm.
After doing so much of like research and everything, and putting your best foot forward,
Hmm.
so how does one like develop that mentality for from a big, very beginner point of view?
Okay. Fair. Very nice question. Let me answer this question to my understanding. Um, I'll give you an example to this. Okay. First, I'll tell you a story for this, the real story of my own self, and then tell you how you have to think if you are on that perspective. So, what happened was, at one point of time, I wanted to rectify my kitchen. Okay. So, there were certain things that I wanted to, take out this on, put the quartz and all that stuff. So, I called up an interior designer. I had the money, I had the authority, I had the time, and I had the need of it. Correct? She came, she took the measurement, she did everything. Then she approached, then she sent the presentation, she gave me a lot of knowledge about interiors, that this is going to help you, this is going to ease out your life, this is going to help you in the cleaning part, all this kind of presentation, which made me convinced that yeah, this is something that I want. Perfect. Now she gave me a presentation, she gave me a quotation after 1 week. For some reason she told me, before she going, she said me that um, I'll give you the quotation within 1 week. She gave me a quotation within 1 week. Now, what happened was she did a good job, no doubt about it. But within that 1 week, I wanted that money which I have stored for that in something else. And that was important to me. I shifted the whole money from there to something else. Then I said to no. I had the need, authority, time, and money, everything. But I shifted that money within that 1 week to something else, which was important to me. So the rejection is there, sales is there. Now, how would you take? Suppose now you are that interior person. First and foremost, you need to understand from the empathetic point of view. आपके लाइफ में कुछ बिगड़ गया क्या अगर मैंने ना बोल दिया तो? Secondly, you felt bad. You know why? Because you were like, if she did not have the sales, now my sales target is not completed. If you have a pipeline, na, and if 10 people reject you and still you have 10 people in hand, na, you won't bother for 10 people. The problem is that you don't have another 10 people in hand. Na? You're counting on them. Now that becomes a rejection because you have to face somewhere else. Na? If you have 4 options and you have to only buy one, why would you bother for other 3? First. So create your pipeline because that will actually make your handling of rejection little lower because you know that agar business yahan se nahi aaya to wahan se aa jayega. That's one part. Secondly, always have an empathy. And third, you have to always remember that sales is a rejection. वो आपको reject नहीं कर रहा है. वो उस प्रोडक्ट को रिजेक्ट कर रहा है. People don't reject people. People reject product, but people buy through sales trust. So that's the thing. Did that help you to solve the answer?
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question. Ma'am, there are how many types of rejection are there? Means it's only it's a person say no over the face or other kind of rejection also there, which attacked, which hit our mentality or means ego.
I don't know. I only know one rejection, which is no.
Okay.
I don't know other rejections. No is a no. वो आपको no कैसे बोलेगा? You just imagine a question. No. Oh, I'll get back to you tomorrow. Oh, my husband is not responding. Oh, I did not have time to talk about it. Oh, I did not go through your proposal. Oh, let me get back to you. Oh, I have a very busy week. I have too much busy in my office. Everything boiled down to no only, na?
No. Yeah, that's it.
Right? Yes, yes, Satya.
In general, we supposed to say no rather than yes for most of the time when we see the salespeople. So just because of time or sometimes we may get into trouble. For in general, we supposed to say no directly or indirectly when they are approaching us, when we are going outside. So as I am thinking about in such a way, as a person of selling people, how do I accept that I also got that point, like how do I accept the no from the customers as I said like that?
Okay, but I did not get the question. Are you telling an answer or just continuation of conversation, or you're asking me something?
Yeah, continue of the conversation, Mami. Because as Anjali said earlier, how many no's are there, like in such a way? Because when we are going outside, we usually say when any salesperson approaching us, if we are going into the mall or any outside place, commercial places, when someone coming directly to us and then, ma'am, this is the product I'm selling, this is very good, and when they are approaching us, we supposed to say no, I'm not in a person, like I'm not interested. If we
Yes. But I'll tell you something over here, one thing over here. Okay, I'll tell you this. I'm sure you must have observed this. No is a no, I understand. But people say no differently. I'll give you an example and I'll prove you. Now, if I'm sure there would be a sales call, everybody would be coming from the bank. Oh, ma'am, I'm calling from IDFC Bank. I'm calling from HDFC Bank. Do you have a loan requirement? Anybody who has been spared by this kind of amazing sales call? Who don't receive these kind of calls?
We do, but we reject not most of the time. We always reject this call.
Yes, correct. You reject this call, correct? But is there anybody who has not got that call and they are like blessed by God? You don't get this kind of calls. Is there anybody who is blessed who don't get these kind of calls? Everybody get this call. Now, next time when you get this call, pick up the call. Don't cancel, okay? And tell them, when they say, okay, I'm calling from HDFC Bank, tell them, yes, tell me, what is that? So they will start talking about it. Just see the way they talk to. Hi, we are calling from HDFC Bank and I don't know if there is a sales requirement that you have. Do you have any loan reserve? Half of the time I don't understand only what they're saying. लोन दे रहे हैं कि मांग रहे हैं कि कुछ और सर्विस दे रहे हैं. I'm like, can you speak slowly? Can you let me know what are you wanting? We reject on the way they communicate. Okay. Now, next, I want you to do an exercise. Uh, Please go to Upgrad or any of the websites which gives you any kind of learning. Okay. Enroll yourself. Okay. Enroll anything that is beyond your purchasing capacity. Okay. Otherwise, they will keep on following you up. Okay. Then just let them call you up and say and see how they speak to you. Hi, is it Alicia talking? Hi, I understand my name is Swati Gupta. I understand that you have enrolled yourself for these kind of uh, learning that you wanted to. Can I to just talk to you for 5 minutes? Is it a good time to speak to you? You know, the answer of saying no over here of yours different. No, I'm busy right now, but can we talk tomorrow? But with the salespeople who call from the bank, you just cancel the call. Why?
I
Because
agree.
because because the way they present themselves. Right or wrong? At least give me something.
And I agree. You are right because it's happened with me only.
Yes.
Whenever I got a call from a bank, I rejected, and whenever I got a call, I enrolled myself in great learning, and I don't want to do the course, and they are continuing calling me and telling me about the courses. I uh, told them that I will call. You will, they call me later. I always
Yes. So the reason of telling you this story is that sales is a rejection, but get the rejection in the most beautiful way. Don't get rejection by just getting the canceling call. At least have that in you that people tell you that I am rejecting or I want to hang up the call. Let them not have direct hanging up the call. That comes from you as a salesperson, the way you speak. Yes, Abhi.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
Following with this topic, it just clicked in my mind. While
Hmm.
I was working into B2B company for B2B sales.
Hmm.
So process is very long for the sales process, entirely very long. Long, it takes months to 6 months also sometimes. So,
Huh.
ma'am, once the final round is there, wherein the person the company has to purchase, or is been convinced, and it gets failed at that point due to certain minor problem or minor things they have in their mind, and it is not matching with the product which we are pitching them.
Hmm.
Certain things, maybe the decision making, maybe whatever.
Hmm.
So, ma'am, how to retain that thing, because we have engrossed so much of time in that,
Hmm.
and energy and everything, like n number of meetings we have conducted with
Hmm.
the people and the decision maker of
Hmm.
that company. How to retain that, and the deal is of crores or maybe in millions. So how to retain that this should not go out of our hands. So
Okay.
I want that kind of an insight from
Sure.
you.
So, firstly, when you talk about the months of conversion, that is 2 months, 5 months, 6 months, any of the deal would not be less than a crore rupees, as you just rightly said. Secondly, when the conversion is not happening after 6 months, it is not that is not happening at the 6 months. It is that it has not getting rectified from second month to 4 months. There are certain things which was not taken in the second month, third month, fourth month, fifth month. There were assumption which was converted into fact, but they were still an assumption. So you have to rectify that. Till the time you don't get the sale, you have to understand that you have to solve their every problem, every communication. If you go down and retrospect, आपने mistake process में की है. It could be the way you speak, it could be the problem of the presentation, it could be anything. But process में ही problem हुई, and that is the reason why the conversion was not there. So यही उसका एक रीजन होता है. उसका retainership कुछ नहीं है. There is nothing that okay, the person has decided, okay, I don't want to go ahead with your company. He has just decided. But the question is, you have to understand why he has decided that. What made him to come decision when he gave 6 months of his life to you? You also gave so much of things to him. So why is he so not accepting at 6 months? There is something that has triggered him. That trigger had started from second, third, fourth months, which was not properly taken care of. So you have to always remember, when it comes into crores ka deal na, people are very, very sensitive. You have to answer and address their every question, every answers, every problem, every solution, every benefit. You have to keep on doing that with step by step by step, by not making them overwhelming. And sometimes I'll tell you, I have also seen these kind of things, that people just out of nowhere say no to you. So don't feel bad about it. There are times people just don't want to go with you for some reason, or your company. They might have been just understanding, okay, what you offer me, I am still in somebody's else. I have somebody else in my mind. They just want to understand what is the difference. And they still want to go with that A company only, but they will keep on lingering around with you. So these kind of things you can't do. That's something that you can't do anything about it. So it was your mistake, na? They did not identify in 6 months that they are just, going around with us. So why you invested 6 months of yours? So your bent was not done right. Your approach was not right. There were questions which were not answered properly, or whether they would have answered, you did not got the clue. You did not research about the company, that are they looking for another vendor also? Did you research? If they are looking for another vendor, your strategy of selling would be different. Because you have to compete over that vendor, right? So that's how you have to think. So the preparation part could have been lacking from your end, na? Even if let's say, even the client has in a mind that I'll go with the A company only, but let me understand the B company, what they have to offer to me. But if the B company would have done a presentation or a proper preparation of it, they could have just overtaken A at certain point. They could have still considered you. Is that helping you?
Yes, ma'am, very much. Thank you for answering the question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any other questions before we go on the next step of it? All right, so let's go on the next part of it, which is called as a 4 type of selling. So there is an inbound selling, which is a pull strategy. Now what happens is, all the Instagram is inbound selling, where you reach out to customer and tell they are solving your problem. Country Delight comes and say, I'm going to solve your problem of adulteration. Bliss Club from the Instagram says, I'll solve your problem of curvy body. Plus size store says, I'm going to solve the problem where you don't get amazing dresses that the people of the 32 or for 36 people wear it. Now people are solving your problem. People are coming up, Ariel is coming up with that small, what we say as some sachets where you have 3 liquids. If you have seen that, they are saying, oh, you have to keep Ujala different, you have to keep a Vanish different, you have to keep the powder different. Let me give you all 3 together. So they are creating an inbound sales. They are pulling you by their content, by their ads, by their strategy, by their communications, by their emotions. They are pulling you up. So you go and say, oh, I want this product. So basically, inbound sales are generally done by, by content marketing, social media, blogs, SEO, referrals, read articles. When you write about the articles, these are some of the things that events, you go to events and talk about it. So these are some of the ways of inbound sales, where company creates a strategy, they understand the pain point and they start targeting that pain point. So that's an inbound. Now I'll tell you what is one of the inbound sales. Suppose I want to buy a car, and if I have a need of a car, I am not a person who will go and just random. Do you go to malls and you just go and do the time pass in the evening? But do you go to any of the car dealer and say, let's do a time pass in car dealing shop? आज car check out करके आते 4-5. Unless and until you do not have the capacity to buy, you will never go do that, right? Correct. So inbound is basically when the customer comes to the business and say, I have a need of it. Now I'll tell you what is the plus point of inbound is that 50% of your job is done. If the customer has a need. Now you have to understand what is the need and how do I solve it. Got it? The second one is, okay, there is something called as over here. You attract, you convert, you close, and you delight. Now you have to first attract the people. Oh, I understand you have this problem. I am going to help you out with this. So you have to blog, keyword, social publishing on that. Then you have to convert that client. For example, oh, if you have a problem, just come onto my seminar. Let's talk about it for 5 minutes. Fill a form for it. You come. Then you actually give them the content. You help them to solve their problems. You close them. You follow them. You nurture them. And then you delight them to close the deal. I'll give you a little more examples of this tomorrow. That will help you in fitment of another thing. Right? The other type of selling is called as a outbound sales, which is basically cold calling, email writing, door-to-door selling, event, social selling, in-person selling. So whenever the company reaches out to you, becomes an outbound. कि आपको ये जरूरत है क्या? That's an outbound. And let me also tell you, outbound has major kind of rejection because unless and until you come to that understanding of that person, people don't listen to you. So it is absolutely okay. But outbound sales also have a lot of conversions if you know how to convert it. These are outbound sales. The next is a B2B sales, which is like business to business. Let me tell you, it's a high value deal. Most of the time, it's more than 50,000 actually becomes a B2B sales. Then it has a long cycle. It can range between 15 days to around 6 months to sometimes 1 year also. It is conducted at the organizational level. There are people, many stakeholders, like there could be director, there could be manager, there could be head of the company, there could be board of directors, there could be anybody who are involved in the B2B sales. So you have to convince everybody. You have to tell your product to everybody. So I'll give you a fundamental over here, which is not there in the next. So what happens is when it comes to B2B sales, okay, I'm the company, somebody else is selling me a software, for example. Now I am the person who's going to sign a check for me. Now this software is for my salesperson people. Now what happens over here is, say for example, Beena has reached out to me stating that, oh, this is my software, this is my SaaS, this is going to help you in your company. This will ease out the life of your salespeople. This can help you to convert the sales more. This can keep a track, everything. Oh, I'm very convinced. I'm very convinced. I'm very happy. I'm the person who is going to sign a check for you. But you know what happens? Beena says, then I say, you know what, Beena, but I need to talk to my marketing person because he's the one person who is going to give me a real feedback because he's there in the market. Now, the market person comes into picture and I say him, see, this is a software that somebody has offered me. Very, very nice. What do you think about it? It has all the features what we are using in Excel file. This is my other problem, but he's not solving our problem. Na? Now the deal starts getting closed. No, they are saying no to you indirectly. Then the salesperson come in picture. Sir, this is not what I want. I want something else. You have everything, but you don't know how to manage. This software doesn't help me to manage the leads. What is the use of my software? Now in B2B sales, what I'm trying to say you, there are 3 people who are majorly involved. One is a decision maker, one is an influencer, and one is a person who can be a conveyor. So I am the person who takes a decision, but you have to make sure that the influence, the person from where I would take a recommendation on, should be on the same page with the decision maker. So you have to figure out who that influencer is and then talk to him. I used to really talk to the influencer. I'll tell you, my lines were as simple as that. When I used to talk to a decision maker, the first call I used to make to the decision maker, it could be CEO, CXO, it could be director of the company. I used to pitch him my product. I used to ask him the question. I had to have interpersonal skills, everything done. My last question is, before I hang up the call, I just want to understand, sir, that do you have any other people who are involved in the decision making? Oh, yeah, I have this person. So if you don't mind, can I speak to him? Why do you want to speak to him? That was a normal question. I'll talk to him. No, you don't have to talk to my manager. No, sir. It's not about offending you or something like that. I'm sure you could be able to tell what I'm trying to tell you. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm very good with what I'm doing right now. I know my product and service a little more than what is required. I just want you that when you and your manager sit down for the discussion of my product or service, you're on the same page, so that the decision for you becomes easier. Now he says, yeah. Now you just go and talk to him, explain him what you want to talk about him. So you just give me your name and number. Now I call up the manager and say, your number was given to me by your director. Now he is born to listen to me because director ne number diya hai na. Now here I will also have an interpersonal skills. Now when, just imagine if they people sit down and talk about my product, the chances of having the positive attributes would be much more compared to the negative. So that is one of the reasons why B2B sales, B2B company sales doesn't work properly. You know, Abhi, because we don't reach out to every person who is involved in that decision making. We only reach out to the decision maker. You have to reach out to the influencer also, and you have to also reach out to the people who are going to convey it. Then ask to the manager person, is there somebody else who's also involved? Who is going to use this product? Oh, my sales team is going to use the product. Can I just talk to any of your salesperson for 1 minute? I just want to understand what are the challenges that they're facing. Are people getting that? That's how you have to do the sales. You have to reach out to every people in B2B so that when they sit down in their cabin and they discuss about my product, they should have more 10 plus point than more negative points. So that's the thing. Now, B2C is very simple. It's business to customer. It's a low value deal. It's a short sales cycle. It is conducted at individual level, one or two stakeholders. So when you go to any mall, when you go to buy any consumables, when you go to buy any of your personal stuff, it's a B2C. It's business to customer. It's a very quick selling. You sell it on the closing. What is your problem? Do you need a solution? Do you have the money? Because once the customer is out of that situation, he will never come back to you. Are we all here? So that's exactly about just the introduction of the sales. Sales is majorly 7 steps. Remember always, follow the step thoroughly. Sales is a rejection business. Don't get disheartened. They are not rejecting you. They are rejecting the product or a service at that very moment. Because of some issues could be for their side, you still can nurture them for another set of sales. Follow the process, and there are very hardly any chances that you will fail. And second is always serve to the pain point. Don't sell them the product. Send the people buy only on emotions, only on emotions. You tell them how it is going to benefit their life, they will buy it. आप कुछ भी बेचो, आप SaaS कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट बेचो कि आप हेयर आप शैम्पू बेचो, people always buy through emotion and justify that with logic. And you know what's the best part? When they buy the higher project now, any product which is of the higher value, they will go and convince other people also, see that this is the product that I have a very good use of and I made a sensible decision. Because we human have a tendency, to justify what we have bought. We are social human beings. Word of mouth, correct. So word of mouth is basically that justifying their purchase. See, I'm such sensible person. So just imagine when you buy a certain product of yours, it could be as simple as a shampoo. When people say, oh, I'm using Sunsilk, or you say you're using Dove. Why Dove is better? You start justifying that. Don't we do that? We start justifying as simple as why Dove is better than Sunsilk. Or Sunsilk is better than Dove. Vice versa. Got that? So I welcome you all the questions with, was the session relevant to you? I want everyone to please switch on their camera for the last 5 minutes, please. Hi, Praveena. Hi, Satya.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Beena. So please tell me, was this session relevant to you?
Hi, Swati. I feel a bit of it is matching to my experience because I was part of the US collections where the negotiation convincing part was also there because my work was used to collect the minimum monthly payments from the customer, where I understand the product and service selling part is there, where that the convincing and negotiation part is important, a key role, plays a key role. So I understood a bit of it, but however, there are multiple steps for it. That is what I understood because I'm new to it. I'm able to understand a bit of it.
Okay, nice. Thank you for saying that. Very much relevant to me, ma'am. Thank you very much for sharing such an informative insight. Yes, you need to say the same thing on the speaker, right, Avi? Abhi?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing such insights. It's really helping me to understand the depth of the sales psychology and the process. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So tell me three learnings of the day. Either one person can say the three, or three people can say the three.
Ma'am, can you again? I beg your pardon. I can't listen. What are you saying?
Okay. So first and foremost, I would like to say you, I beg you pardon is a very old phrase. Just get out of that phrase because that is not used anymore in any of the sales communications. So you need to say, I'm sorry, I missed out the question. Can you just repeat that for myself?
Okay, I'm sorry. I missed out the question. Can you repeat the question for my
For
side?
me. For
For
me.
me. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the question is that tell me three learnings of the day.
Okay. Three learnings. Ma'am, about the sales. First is about the sale, the deep, what are the sales type and all that, and how it happen in the process. And the third one is,
Different type of sales.
yeah.
All right. Yes. Yes, Sandhya.
My takeaway from the session is understanding or developing the mindset that people are not rejecting me. People are my service or product.
Sandhya, there
They
is a
can
lot of
take up this.
disturbance from your internet.
Yeah, maybe because on mobile internet. I'll just type it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Yes, Abhi.
Thank you.
Ma'am, the primarily thing which I understood is we have to have a good listening skills in sales.
Yes.
We have to listen, understand, and then resolve the issue of the customer. We have to be more customer centric rather than company centric, so that uh, you know we can understand the requirement of the customer and we can help them to resolve their issue in their life and process. That is what sales is about.
Yes. Sales has lot to do with your listening skills. If you're not a good listener, you cannot be a good salesperson. I'm telling you, this is a very big mantra. Yes, Pallavi.
Yeah. So, first of all, I learned that sales is a process. For till now, I used to understand that either the outbound sales that you taught us, that you go to a mall and you people like whatever your requirement is, you go straight up go to that thing, and either it is sell to you or you just exit from there. A
Yes.
second one was like the door to door selling thing, which we like generally we just rejected, and it's very heartbreaking to the
Mhm.
person. And I that's why I was so like I don't know if there's much more to sales, but today I really got like very much insight into this thing that sales is not just these two things, it has many components attached to
Yes.
it. Yeah. And most importantly, like sales does not like directly related to selling a product. It's more like going with the customer emotions, like whatever you're selling. If it's more about the emotions of a seller as well as of the customer also, like if you are connecting with the person basically.
Yes.
And yeah, these two things. And thirdly, that a different type of sellings, and how like like B2B sales really like it's a long process. I did not know that, but today I really came across that it's a very, very insightful process to go through. So, very nice session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much to each one of you. Sandhya, you have still raised your hand. Do you want to speak something, or you have just not, you have forgot to lower your hand? Okay, thank you so much. So this is a session that we end here for the day. Tomorrow we meet the same time at 3 o'clock. Tomorrow we would be having another interesting session and more detail about sales.
Thank you
Meanwhile, thank you so very much. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please reach out to Avneet and the question would come to me. And I will try to solve it tomorrow only. And I'll definitely help you. I'm there on Herky portal also. So please just say me hi on Herky portal so that we can just get connected to each other.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a nice lesson and taught about the sales. Everything in sales, I didn't know about that, and I today I learned lots of things about the sales. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. And one request to each one of you, please call me Swati. I'm very comfortable with the word Swati. I love my name. My parents have given me such a beautiful name. So please don't call me ma'am or something. I'm absolutely comfortable with Swati.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure, Swati.
Yes, I'm absolutely. Now, that's the only thing. If you have any questions, otherwise we can log off. Avneet will be talking before we log off, but any questions? Okay, great. Avneet will just take over for some time. Hi, Avneet.
Hi, Swati. Thank you very much. I mean, like, I don't have to always just say that how wonderful you have been, you know. So, ladies, this is just the beginning. Okay. So, today was the session only for the interaction of the sales. From tomorrow onwards, I would request you all to please go through your schedule, which has been posted on the Hockey portal. Okay. And you will be knowing that what all topics are going to be covered during this whole program. Okay. And moving forward, we will be sharing the session links to you. Along with that, the assignments will also start to come in. Okay. And assignments will also be getting posted on the Herky portal. You can all network with each other. See, all of you are batchmates, cohort mates. Okay. So start conversing with each other on the portal. You can get to know each other. And you never know how, many of you would be in the same process or how you can help each other, right? So let's get going and we'll see you again tomorrow at 3 p.m. And the coach for tomorrow again will be Swati. So thank you, Swati. We'll take your leave now. Thanks for joining in. Thank you, ladies. Have a great evening ahead.
Thanks. Bye. Good evening to
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you, Swati.